Okay. See, so the first part of the question, it asks you for compass ABC, mark the direction of the arrows. Remember I told you before, a compass needle is actually, is it a metal or a magnet?
Magnet.
It's a magnet, right? So it's a magnet. So it will always point in the direction of magnetic field. So ABC, okay, so if I give you, I actually tested you this last week, I don't know whether you can remember or not. If I give you the 4 choices like this, A, B, C. Okay, let's say the first one, A. Okay.
Wait, the magnet is where again?
A, B, C, D. So for this case, which one is it?
D.
D?
D 100% plus job.
D, 100%. So always say D already. You?
C.
C. So Jack say C, always say D. So the best of Bedok South say D, the best of Punggol says C. What does the best of St. Andrews say?
Who?
Don't know anything.
Say D.
You lah, the tallest guy lah. What does the tallest of St. Andrews say? A, B, C, D?
E.
Okay, so these two can tell me answer, but never use the hand to find out.
Alright.
What must you do first?
D for sure. 100 plus job D.
Okay, you already owe me 20 push-ups, so it's wrong. There's another 20. Huh?
Oh yeah.
So what?
It's AC.
AC. So for this one, money you say C
D. Just double or nothing. Double or nothing. Wow. Double or nothing.
Okay, let's see. So the first thing you should do is find out the way the current flows.
North to the left, south to the
Correct?
Oh shit. No.
I draw the current and you realize it's wrong.
So 80.
Okay, so what happens? We need to find out where the north and south. We use something called a right-hand grid rule. So right-hand grid rule works like this. Find out the way the current flows. You see the current goes here and then it calls from the back to the front. So it goes from the back to the front, right? The picture, right? Then you use your right hand, cannot be left. Right. These 4 fingers, what do these 4 fingers represent?
The direction.
The direction of the current. So the 4 fingers represent the direction of current. So you use your right hand, you pretend this is the rod inside. Goes from the back to the front. So you follow back to front. Back to front. Wherever your thumb points, it is the north pole. Okay? So if it's the north, then this will be the south. Right? So north, south. So it's good to get the poles first. This is north, this is south. Alright?
Yes. Yes.
Jared, then this one is what pole? South, north, then this one is what?
Yes.
Huh?
Yes.
Yes is not a pole. What pole is that?
Triple nothing.
South. North. Okay. So answer A, B, C, D. Answer
D.
the best of Pongo is and Manhin. Everybody on the left is correct. Okay. Correct. C. Why? Jet, why? Why do you say C?
Oh, so it's actually
Yeah, it's actually C ball.
goes to the south, comes up from the north, so
Okay, good. You all cannot hear him, right?
yes.
Okay, because the magnetic field, he says, always goes towards the south, right? And then the arrow should point towards the south. Okay? So, what I told you before, guys, was when you get such a question, you can actually sketch a magnetic field like this. Right? Once you sketch a magnetic field, you see a magnetic field always point from the north to the south. Right? So compass needle, the rule is this, very simple. It will always follow the direction of the magnetic field. So if this field here is pointing this way, this arrow would be C. Correct? Then for this compass, Ishan, which one do you think it is?
Go for
A, B, C, D.
Cheaper or nothing.
You already got a 40 already.
Please don't be like me, man. Don't be like me. Don't be like me.
make it a 60.
But very simply, what you learned today, the compass will always point in the direction of the magnetic field. Okay? So if the magnetic field go this way, it will point that way. Alright? Yes. So Gerard, for C, which one is it? A, B, C or D? Your answer always yes. C. C.
That's what I said.
Okay? So you point like that. Right? So when you do this kind of question, they never ask you draw magnetic field, you draw. Then you just draw it, then you just sketch out the direction, then the arrows you just follow. Okay, you will get it right. Rather than sit there and just double or nothing. Okay?
Yes, I do you 32.
That's fine.
Okay. Now, you have done B part 1 already. That's the right hand grip rule. I told you already. Okay, to find out the poles. And then part 2. Again, this is like today 5 times you're writing this already. State and explain how the pieces of iron move. This is so much easier compared to earlier. State and explain how the pieces of iron move. So how do we start the answer? Again, as usual, when the switch is closed,
When the switch is closed, the iron rod becomes magnetized.
both before you say iron rods become magnetized, current flows through the solenoid. Right? Magnetizing both iron rods. Then how do these 2 iron rods move? Joshua, how? One north, one south. So what happened?
I want to say a track, but I didn't move. Wait, I want to say, is it a track?
A track lah. North
Oh,
and south,
yeah.
what happened?
I
A
don't
track,
know.
right?
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
So both north and south, they will attract. Okay, so don't just in your answer say they attract. Or people say unlike poles attract, that's all. So start off your answer the usual way.
I'll be surprised. So they got them chipmunks.
Yeah, like, why you doing chickens?
Okay, so very familiar looking answer. When the switch is closed, current flows through the solenoid, both pieces of iron become magnetized. And they attract each other as unlike poles attract. Because they got both unlike poles facing each other. Correct, no? Okay? So very familiar. Okay, question part C now. I thought always this is easy, but then again, it may not be so easy because some students never read the question properly. Okay, so I thought like this is like giving away marks, but apparently not. Okay, in this question they're asking you the effect on the magnetic field. You see the magnetic field I drew in yellow already. Okay, so you can see that's the direction of magnetic field. So obviously you use common sense. Very simple question, but a lot of people get it wrong because they don't get a point. Okay, they ask you the effect on the magnetic field. So when you reverse the direction of current, what happens to the magnetic field? Also reverse. Is the strength the same?
Yes.
Yeah, still the same, but that's not actually the point they want you to write. Okay, but the point they want you to write is that the direction of the magnetic field will now be reversed. Right? So what used to be south will become north. Then what used to be north now becomes south. Okay? North south. Very easy. Okay? So second one, so reduce the size of current, state effect. They don't even ask you to explain. So you just have to state the effect. Effect will be that the keyword, the what? Reyes, what do you say? The what of the magnetic field?
Magnetic strength.
The
The strength
strength
of the magnetic field
of the magnetic field
will decrease.
will decrease or will weaken, right? Okay, So very commonsensical. So actually not difficult, but you got to read the question carefully. The answer, say again.
North will be facing up, south will facing down.
So if I ask you to draw, you will draw the end result like that, is it?
Yes.
Are you sure?
That's so stupid.
So it's going to be either 30 or 50, You sure?
Oh.
You want to consult Joshua?
Arrow.
Call of-
Arrow.
What arrow? You actually draw an arrow.
So is this your final answer? No?
Or is the other way?
Or you want to confirm with Jet? You ask Jet.
Yeah,
Jet, Jet is
Jet.
always correct. You want to ask Joshua or you want to ask Jet? Which one?
Hey, give me,
I think
give
you
me
ask
50,
me.
not gonna lie.
Ask me, I know the answer.
Oh, why does it look so weird?
Correct.
Ah.
He points like that.
Oh, sure.
Okay, so the
cheaper
magnet
Yeah.
points straight up. Why? Okay, a lot of people get this wrong, but you remember the fundamental idea is this. When you hang a magnet, when a magnet is freely suspended, the North Pole will always point to the Earth's North Pole, the south to the south. So, in other words, the magnet will point in the magnetic field. Just like the compass, same. Okay? So, the arrow, the magnetic field is all pointing up, this will also point up. So, it's correct. Okay? So, explain what happens to magnet. So, let's explain this first.
That's the wrong pressure point.
So, again, use a correct word. Don't say the magnet flips, rotates. Okay, rotates how many degrees? Let's be very precise. 90 degrees. Which way? Clockwise, anti-clockwise?
Clockwise.
Clockwise. And points in the direction of the magnetic field. Okay? So if the magnetic field is all pointing up, the north will point upwards. Okay? Always like that. Okay, so that's the answer.
Go up. Same thing.
So you want to reduce another 10 or you want to add another 10?
No.
Don't dare say it.
Random
Just
answer.
triple it.
So how?
Triple or nothing.
Or what? Arrows will point up.
Huh?
You mean like that?
Oh, you mean on the original one? Oh, I didn't.
How do you get it from this position to this position? They ask you draw the forces. So there are forces acting on it, right? So how? You like that means what? So like that is it? Like that is it? Like this you rotate?
Yeah.
Most common wrong answer.
Wow. Wait, what?
Most common wrong
honestly, I
answer.
would not
So what's the
know that.
question?
The question is what? Draw the magnetic forces acting on the two poles.
Wait, you draw?
So they know, okay, it points like that. So for it to go from here to here, this one must rotate, right? So they draw like that. Then I mark wrong, then people, why wrong?
The north will have to go to the south. The north will have to go to the south side. Because like, north
No,
will face the
this
top.
will
if tell
go
each
this
other.
way, what? This turn like that, what? Then
No.
this is
Goes
correct.
down.
Huh?
The other way.
Both down.
Down, up.
Down, go up.
Down, up, left, right, A, B.
What? Down Where? How?
Opposite direction.
Like that
Yeah. Then go, then no, sir. Then go again. Another 180.
You can turn how much you like, Reyes is not going to get this position.
It's okay, sir.
Take your hand. It's
At least I
right.
tried.
Okay? Okay, now, okay, so why is this wrong? I tell you why is this wrong. Okay, going back 1 year ago, when the lesson, we only had 3 fellas, the original Elvis, Jet, and the sleeping Manhin. Normal.
OGs.
Okay, the original group. Remember when I asked you to draw forces acting on an object? Okay?
Oh, the center point. Your center thingy.
Okay? Remember, you draw forces, okay, CG, then there's a weight, right? There's a pushing force, there's a frictional force, all this, right? Remember, we always draw arrows which are straight. I never ever teach you to draw a curve like that one.
Oh, so
Never.
it's
Right? Okay, so when you draw this, the answer is simple, but a lot of people get it wrong. It has to be straight, like this. So this end has to have an arrow pointing up. This end has an arrow pointing it down for it to rotate into this position.
So it's correct lah.
But then again, if you draw like that, I'm still going to mark you wrong. Why?
Must draw a multiple arrows.
No, not multiple arrows.
Double or nothing.
No.
The arrow must touch the
Oh, bruh.
magnet. So it must touch the magnet, and this one must touch the magnet. Okay? So draw it like that. Okay, don't draw curve. There's no curve force like this. Okay, so in this manner you rotate into the position you want it to rotate 90 degrees. Okay? Iron. Okay, so remember, iron is a
Constantly hard.
Okay, buddy. I'm sorry, man.
choose iron. Soft magnetic material, as Manhin said when he was away. Which what? Gains and losers is magnetism easily. So there's a phrase. Okay? Yeah. Soft magnetism, gain lose magnetism easily. So that's why we choose it to be electromagnet. Electromagnets are magnets that you can turn on and off the power in a sense. Right? So choose iron. Okay. So the setup is like that. So how do you think if you want to make it stronger, what will you do?
More weapon.
What?
That was worse.
Increase the voltage. No, increase current what?
Easier one to write.
Hey, you're a bit smart. Ah.
Thank you.
Increase,
The number of solenoid.
not the number of solenoid. What's the word? The number of coils. Okay, increase the number of coils. Okay, then the other one I heard you all just now saying, increase the voltage, increase the battery. I already said those are not wrong, but there's not direct.
It's current, right?
It's current.
It's current.
Increase the what? Increase the what?
Increase.
Gerard,
How do you know I didn't write current instead of voltage?
increase the
What if I wrote resistance?
current flow in the where? Solenoid. Solenoid is the one that magnetizes the rock, the core, right? So in the
Sketch.
then you can say by adding more batteries. Okay. So very simple. Okay. Let's see current flow this way. Look at one end. It goes from the back to the front. Back to front. Back to front. Thumb points to the right. Here's a north. That means this is a south. So correct, it is a south, yes. So you always draw the current flow first and then use right hand. But a lot of you, as usual, never do anything, just sit there and shout north, south, north, south. Okay, so you can get a very simple question like this compared to what you've done. Next, sketch the shape of the magnetic field on the magnetic field. Okay, so what does the magnetic field look like?
It's the don't know what I'm thinking.
Okay, so this one is, so to draw the magnetic field, very simple. Draw it nicely, neatly, draw the arrows. Okay, make sure you get it right. Okay. Okay, electromagnetism can be controlled.
Oh, the guy got lost or something like that.
need to push it out. Push it out.
Okay, so the electromagnet can be used to separate metals from non-metals and transfer metals from one point to another. Okay, so that is how you use it in a junkyard. Magnetic induction, so it's nothing to do with electromagnetism. So it's actually a very simple thing. O-level question, this one come out 3 marks. Students don't know what to write for 3 marks. All they can say, the iron nail become magnetized, therefore I attract the iron washer. That's all. Then they also know that it's not enough substance in order to get 3 marks, right? So I show you how to get 3 marks, but it's very easy. If I ask you to fill in the blanks, this is the phrasing as it goes. I think you all can phrase it. You can easily fill in the blanks. So we start, when the iron nail is in contact with a strong magnet, it becomes a electromagnet? No, it becomes what kind of magnet? What do we call it?
In something.
In what? Induced magnet. So we call it an induced magnet. No longer electromagnet, but an induced magnet. So this iron nail becomes an induced magnet. Okay. Is in contact. Does it need to be in contact actually? No. Don't need. But within the magnetic field, it can already become magnetized. Okay, so we say now it becomes an induced magnet. Okay, then the next blank with a what pole? So this pole is at the end, at the end. At the end of the nail. That means this pole is a south. South or north?
South.
Okay, here will be south, here will be north, right? So at the end will be a north. It will be the opposite lah, right? So what happens? How come it can attract the iron washer? You would think say that this iron nail further induces magnetism in the iron washer such that if this is north, this one facing it will be a south. All common sense. With a south pole induced on the side facing the iron nail. Okay? So you see 2 lines already, right? That's how you can nearly get to 3 marks. And then the last sentence is something you all will be most familiar to write with, which is what? As something, 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 therefore it gets attracted. The most important law as what? As reason? Unlike poles? As unlike poles attract? The washer is then attracted to the iron nail. Okay? So this is a standard phrasing in a sense. Right? So standard. So you see, you don't say the worst you can say, which is quite horrible. Some people actually write iron nail become electromagnet. There's no electricity anywhere. Okay? How to become electromagnet at all? Okay, so very easy. Now look at this question. This is the last one we're going to do today. I don't know why this clock is running slow. Which may be good lah. Okay. Question 8. That's 7 O-level question. 8 O-level question. So many marks, 5 marks. So you don't just write one sentence. You see. Okay, what happens in this question? Okay, you got a piece of wood here, and then you got 2 paper clips. And the 2 paper clips behave like that.
Oh, I know why.
Okay, although wood is a non-magnetic material, the 2 paper clips are attracted when the piece of wood is held between the magnet and the paper clip. Suggests a reason why. So the worst people again say because unlike poles attract. Finish.
Magnetic field.
And then you all will say magnetic field. First you think what kind of magnet does this induced magnetism or electromagnetism?
Induced.
You are not going to say, oh, when current flows through the coil, there's no coil, right? So, you look at this situation, I point back to you this, you don't need to flip your your page back and forth. You look at this and then you modify this on the previous page, standard answer. When the paper clips are within the magnet's magnetic field, they both become induced magnets with what pole at the top? Now you look at your diagram, what pole?
North.
How come different answer one?
South.
Okay, what pole at the top? If this is the north, right, these two at the top should be what? South, right? So they become induced magnets with south poles at the top, right? Then conclude. So when the paper clips are within the magnetic field of the magnets, they both become what? Induced magnets with, okay, here's the important part, with what poles at the top? With south pole at the top. Okay, so you see a lot to write, but can one, easy, right? That's how you can get 3 marks. Then after that, what do you say next? With south poles at the top, and then
Bottom is north.
you don't need to talk about bottom yet. That's the part B. Then you talk about the bottom. So just talk about top. Hence they
Lift the wood.
hence they
attract each other through the wood.
are attracted as unlike poles attract. Okay? So modify from that standard answer to fit into this answer. That's how you do it.
That's crazy.
Who's that? It's called the Sci Phy.
Hey guys, the paper clips being induced magnets. Okay, how to phrase this? Just like just now, the two rocks thing.
Have both toys.
Okay.
Have both.
So how are you gonna phrase it?
Have both north and south poles facing.
They are not both north and south. What? They are both what poles?
North pole.
North poles. North poles what?
North poles.
How you phrase? Just like the rods just now.
I can't imagine you.
Both north poles what? Here north, here north. Facing
Facing the same direction.
each other, right?
Is Jiajia?
No.
But is it the Yang Xuan?
So many girls.
So then you just say as light poles repel, they point away
Is it the sun?
from each other.
Who is that?